Yay, yay. I got a nice one for y'all today, y'all. Check this out. That's right. Xiaomi Mi 9. 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of internal storage, baby. That's right, 12 gigs of RAM. Snapdragon 855, Adreno 640 graphics chip, Snapdragon X24 LTE Advanced Pro modem built in, next best thing to 5G, super quick, Samsung made Super AMOLED 6.4-inch display, teardrop notch, peep the black wallpaper for that Super AMOLED panel, always on display, in-display fingerprint sensor, facial recognition, both work extremely fast. Extremely fast. Whew, man. Check that out. 48 megapixel rear triple camera. Excuse the fingerprints. Let me get a wipe down. Got to get a wipe down for the dramatic effects here. I'm about to take another one out of Flossie Carter's book here. Shout out to him, by the way, again. His videos give me a lot of inspiration. Check out the curvature on this phone. Check it out. USB Type-C, your speakers. Power and your volume rocker. IR blaster. Check that out. What y'all know about that? SIM tray. And it even has a Google Assistant button. Yes, that's Google Assistant. Just like what your LG and Nokia phones are about to come out with. This has that. Beautiful. Beautiful. God, it feels so good in the hands. Oh, man. Piano black. That's the color. Man, it feels great, y'all. It feels fantastic. Man. Ladies, y'all know the procedure. Man, check that out. I mean, even the box is nice. It has these little rainbow colors. Check that out. Check that out. USB Type-C cable. Your quick charge. Wall unit. Wall wart, whatever you want to call it. Your TPU gel case. Smoked out. I prefer them clear myself, but that's okay. It comes with the phone. What's there to complain about? And these are the cases that I like. They're very minimalistic. They show off the design of the phone. Would have been a little bit better if it was clear, just because, again, it shows off more of the phone's design. That's okay. Got smudges on it already there, too. But it's just the kind of case I like. Check that out. It is gorgeous, y'all. And something I didn't know when I ordered this, I wasn't sure. But I was prepared because I've had Xiaomi devices before that were straight from China, but I've also had the global variants as well. Heck, I still don't even know what the listing even said. I didn't even pay no attention. I had just saw that it was a 12 gigabyte model. It was such a great deal. I had to jump on it. But, bam, global version. Has the Google Play services already installed. And man, this phone is a dream to use. I have the Galaxy S10e and the Galaxy S10. I guess you'd say the middle child. Both had the Snapdragon 855. But this one, it just screams. It flies. I've wondered why most comparison reviews I've seen between the Mi 9 and Galaxy S10 have mostly favored the Xiaomi Mi 9. I now know why. This thing rocks. Has nothing to do with the RAM, because I had the 10 gigabyte OnePlus 6T and the 8 gigabyte OnePlus 6T. Heck, I even had the T-Mobile 8 gigabyte OnePlus 6T on top of the purple unlocked one, and then later on got the 10 gig McLaren Orange Edition. And they all benchmark the same, so it has nothing to do with the RAM. It's just Xiaomi's optimization is just better than Samsung's. This reminds me why I'm not a huge Samsung fan, besides just the price. The 12 gigabyte Galaxy S10 Plus is what? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. $1,500? $1,500? This right here, 12 gigs of RAM? Less than $1,000. Less than $900. Beautiful. Now, granted, this does have half the storage. This has 256 versus the 512 of the 12 gigabyte edition Galaxy S10 Plus. Screen sizes are the same. You do get a Quad HD with that, with the Samsung. I mean, but they both have wireless charging. This actually has much faster wireless charging. Much faster. And I've already compared. I can already tell. It also has much quicker wired charging. So they both have their pros and cons. And I'm going to tell you, there is no pro that the Samsung has over this for it to cost $600 more. To be honest, the most important pro that the Galaxy S10 has over the Mi 9 to me, and everyone's different, is expandable storage. This doesn't have expandable storage. The Samsung does. So you get the 12 gig RAM variant of the Galaxy S10 with 512 gigs of RAM. You can further expand that. Well, and actually, I think I'm wrong, because I think the 12 gigabyte variant actually has a terabyte of storage already before expandable storage. So, I'm not saying that this is the better pick just because it's, $500, $600, almost $700 cheaper. Because you do get a lot of storage with that 12 gigabyte Galaxy S10 Plus. Because the more I talk about it, I'm trying to record this, so I can't exactly fact check myself here. But I think the 12 gigabyte model actually has a terabyte of storage. Either that or 512. Either way, it's either double or quadruple the amount of internal storage that this has, and this doesn't have expandable storage either. That would be, and that's the most important thing as far as pros and cons go for me. You may vary. I mean, really, the only other pro that's worth mentioning again would be the Quad HD display versus the Full HD, but I don't really find that as a pro. I mean, I don't find it as a con either. I mean, I just, this is going to get better battery life. And they're both Super AMOLED. So, I mean, or Dynamic AMOLED, however you want to say it. I don't really notice a difference. This has, HDR, 10, capability, compatibility, however you want to say it. But, I mean, this, the triple rear 48 megapixel ultra camera on this thing, or as Xiaomi calls it, ultra high resolution camera. Scored very high in DxOMark. I think the Galaxy S10 actually scored maybe a point higher. Not sure if it even scored at all yet. But, I was watching a video from Jay Will the other day. And I think it was the video he did to the new Sony Xperia 10, which had 64 gigs of internal storage. And he said that was plenty for him. I'm like that. I mean, 64, 64 is starting to push it a little bit, but 128 is absolutely enough for me. And this has 256. I mean, I'm good. I'm happy. Expandable storage actually slows these phones down, especially in benchmarks. So, because it's another input-output. So, again, there's pros and cons in that as well. I honestly just think it just boils down to the price. And the price to spec ratio, the performance, and that it's already kind of been leaked that the OnePlus 7 starting price is going to be I think $570 I read, $569 with 8 gigs of RAM. I mean, you can get this with 8 gigs of RAM for that price, just about. And you can get this now. OnePlus 7 isn't out yet. And really? I mean, your Xiaomi's and your OnePluses, they're kind of in the same general like market, like as far as like the flagship killers go. And your Xiaomi's always seem to offer a little bit more. This has wireless charging. We've already been told that the OnePlus 7 will not have wireless charging. This also has super fast wireless charging, which your phones that are out with wireless charging, like your Samsungs, aren't even this quick. I mean, the OnePlus may beat this in wired charging, but even this has Quick Charge 4.0 Plus. I mean, this phone is magnificent. This phone, only thing I could see the OnePlus 7 being better at, honestly, is stockish Android with Oxygen OS. This isn't even close to stock. It runs Xiaomi's Mi UI. You'd have to throw a skin to kind of give it that stockish looking feel. If you want that more, it's not going to be pixel stock, but it's, Oxygen is, in a lot of ways better than stock. Like your Motorola's, depending, of course, you got your Android One Motorola's, and then you have your Motorola's that aren't Android One, but are still almost stock, stockish with Motorola's very few customizations there, if I can get the word out that I'm trying to say. But, I've grown to like Mi UI. I mean, I don't really like it any more or any less than Samsung's One UI. But the more I use One UI, the more I am reminded of TouchWiz. And I couldn't stand TouchWiz. I really couldn't. And this is why your Samsungs historically and generally benchmark the least with the same chipsets. Because they're just not optimized. And Samsung still doesn't do good with updates. Xiaomi, they're not the best. They're not as good as OnePlus when it comes to updates, but they are good. I've had my fair, share of them, so I do know. But I highly recommend this phone. If you're looking for a Snapdragon 855 powered device, the latest and greatest chipset, fastest freaking 4G LTE possible without getting into 5G. This is definitely the one. Definitely the one to get right here. That was my buddy Phil that actually just chimed in asking me where my review was. I think that's what it said anyway. But yeah, I really like this phone. The only other Snapdragon 855 phone that's available is the Vivo IQOO. They pronounce it IQ though. Doesn't have the bands for the US. This has all the bands needed for AT&T and T-Mobile, and it works fantastic. Fantastic. It doesn't have band 71, which I know is a low frequency band for T-Mobile. At least I don't think it has that. So, that may be of some concern to some T-Mobile users, but from what I've seen, it works great on T-Mobile. I've used it. I tested on my T-Mobile SIM. It's not my main service though. I use AT&T. But from what I've seen on both, it works great. So, highly recommend if you're looking for a Snapdragon 855 phone. I mean, it's cheaper than your Galaxy S10e. Your S10e with 6 gigs of RAM is $750 before tax here in the US. Depending on where you shop, you can more than likely get this phone without tax. And I mean, even if you're comparing both prices before tax, this is still cheaper. You can get the 6 gig model of the Mi 9. I think I saw the cheapest 6 gig, 128 gig storage, internal storage, piano black, Mi 9, global version. Because the same seller was that I got this from was selling that one, so it's got to be the global version of this is. I think the price I saw for it was, oh man, $570 or $580, $580, something like that. I mean, keep in mind, your OnePlus 7 is supposed to cost $570. I mean, here you go. Here you go. I'm not big on the pop-up camera. I prefer the teardrop notch over the pop-up camera. It'd be even better if it had the hole punch like the Samsung. But the teardrop notch on this is very small and minimalistic. It's smaller than it is on the new Motorola's, the G7. It's about the size, if not a tad smaller than the OnePlus 6T's teardrop notch. I mean, it is more than doable. More than doable. I mean, I am trying to do it when I'm recording it. There it goes. It's not that slow, y'all, I promise. I'm just trying to, I'm actually, when I'm doing that, I'm viewing myself on the camera doing it. I'm not actually looking at the phone. I'm lining my finger up to the screen, you know, through the camera of the phone I'm recording this with, my Galaxy S10. So do not let that deter you or anything like that. The in-display fingerprint sensor on this phone is blazing fast. Blazing. The face unlock is even faster. I mean, I have been thoroughly impressed with it. See? I just did it. I wasn't even trying to. Look how fast that was. God. But I have been. Let me see if I can line myself up. Oh, man, look how fast that is. Very accurate, too. Again, don't pay any attention to what I just recorded 10 seconds before that. Because I was trying to line my finger up through the screen of the phone I'm using to record this. Not looking at the actual phone like you will be when you're, you know, playing with it. But I don't really know what else to say. This thing is just I've had it since yesterday. Got it yesterday around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's Wednesday. I got it Tuesday, and it's been a dream. I mean, I've absolutely loved it. There is your USB Type-C to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack adapter, and your SIM removal tool, of course. Your books. This is the same box that the case was in as well. It was wrapped. But yeah, y'all hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Got some questions? Ask away. I'll do my best to answer them ASAP. Man, Xiaomi Mi 9, y'all. 12 gigs of RAM. Piano black. Unlocked. Love it. Beautiful phone. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. I'm so happy to add it to my collection. Samsung who? Oh, well, yeah, it's a Samsung screen. Yeah. Yay, yay.